Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking live inside Bill Greehey Arena here at Buddy and Anna Meyer Court inside the beautiful campus of St. Mary's University for this Heartland Conference matchup between two longtime rivals, the St. Edwards Hilltoppers visiting the St. Mary's Rattlers. Brian Maglione alongside Joe Rodriguez, and this should be a good one as a botched jump attempt to start off the game will re-jump it, and the Rattlers win the tip. Desi Elias controlling. And Joe, what do you expect to see from the Rattlers after an emotional victory this past Thursday as they were able to squeak away with a 4-point victory here against UTPB?
Well, I expect a high-confidence Rattler team. Anytime that you win those games that are within 5 points, and especially in such dramatic fashion as the Rattlers were able to do last time, it gives you that little bit of confidence boost. As we see that one scooped home by Michaela Lloyd-Drake. But anytime that you get those tough, close wins at home, it puts you in a situation where you feel confident at home. This game, high importance in the Heartland Conference standings. St. Mary's currently at 4-3. They're at that number 5 spot in the Heartland Conference. Meanwhile, the Hilltoppers at 5-1 up top of the Heartland Conference. Definitely
a good test for the St. Mary's Rattlers as we look at the starting lineups. First for the Hilltoppers, Michaela Lloyd-Drake, as well as Sydney Thomas. At the forward, Kathleen Brisbane. Number 30, Amy Durbridge, and Lexi Fothery finish the starting 5 for St. Edwards as they get off to the quick 4-0 lead. As for the St. Mary's Rattlers, usual starting 5 for the Rattlers. Handling the ball right now is Desi Elias. Kiara Etheridge is in the game as well. Keelani Marquez, a freshman who has really done a terrific job starting for Coach Jason Martins. Also, Kyra Littlejohn is in, and of course, Morgan Pullins, who is having one superb season. Definitely in the running for Heartland Conference Player of the Year. As we've played close to 2 minutes here in the first half. Hilltoppers moving the ball around. Shot is well short, and Pullins comes up with the board.
Good defense there by the Rattlers. Good closeout. You mentioned Morgan Pullins, but on the Hilltoppers side of things, you have to look out for Lloyd-Drake. She's averaging 15.5 points per a game to go along with 2.4 assists at that swingman role for the Hilltoppers.
Personal foul called on Sydney Thomas. That'll be her first personal foul. First team foul charged against the Hilltoppers. Marquez into Elias, her shot off the mark. Rebound, back tap to Lloyd-Drake, who's off to the races. She's met by Littlejohn. Crossing over, kicks it back out. The 3 is launched, front rim, no, bounces around and into the hands of Pullins. And here's Etheridge bringing the ball up. And a blocking foul is called on Sydney Thomas, and quickly Thomas has 2 personal fouls, and it looks like she'll be taken out as Jamie Cadillac will check into the ball game.
Great job by the Rattlers there, pushing the aggression. Morgan Pullins gets it up to Etheridge. They commit the they force the mismatch against the guard and get the foul out of it. Good job early in transition.
Elias stops, pops, draws air. Marquez and Etheridge trying to keep it inbounds, but to no avail. Ball goes back to the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, Desi's starting a little bit flat here. A bad miss on that one, and a little flat on a 3 as well. The thing about Desi, though, is she gets better as she gets into the feel of the game as it goes on more, and always a threat on that defensive end.
Good turnaround jumper in the post there by Fothery, and a 6-0 run to start things off by the St. Edwards Hilltoppers. Elias now working the ball on the right side of the court. Hesitation dribble, gets it over to Marquez at the top of the key. Feeds it into Pullins. Pullins throws one up, draws nothing but the backboard. And St. Edwards back on the attack. And early on, we see St. Mary's not really getting into an offensive rhythm. Every shot they've taken has been contested as that shot spins out. Joe, if you're St. Mary's, what do you think they're going to need to do if they're going to try to get into some type of rhythm as Elias finds Etheridge off a beautiful pick and roll?
Well, the Rattlers just answered that question. You got to go ahead, get yourself a layup. Go ahead, see the ball go through the basket, get one of those easy bread and butter buckets, and then after that, then you can extend yourself out to that three-point line. You can extend yourself out to those in-rhythm jump shots. Once you see the ball go through the basket, it just does things for your confidence as Elias drives to the rim and draws the foul.
And I really like the aggression there by Elias as she was able to get to the basket almost at ease with the use of that hesitation dribble. Desi, one of the more exciting players you'll see on the floor here this afternoon as Marquez finds Pullins. Her shot bounces off the front iron, but second chance opportunity coming up for the Rattlers. Desi thought about the shot, and her pass just out of the reach of Morgan Pullins as we have a media timeout. Slow start for the Rattlers here early on. 6-2 is the score. As we take a look at our Code Blue dance team, fans, we'd like to take this moment now to recognize all of our veterans and members of the military. Today is Operation Drive to the Basket, where we recognize all those who have served our great country. So to all of you watching, we'd like to personally thank all of you for your service. 15:45, Joe. Small sample size of what's yet to come in this ball game, but what have you seen so far from both teams that really stick out to you?
Well, the thing about St. Edward's is they're not afraid to play that isolation type of offense. We saw a nice turnaround jumper, some in-rhythm jumpers as well. St. Mary's, if they're able to play that good team defense and get solid contests, they ought to be solid the rest of the way through. And on the offensive side, they need to go ahead, find that flow through their bigs. The last possession, I really liked the play. It was an off-pick screen that freed up Pullins, just not able to finish. But Etheridge was there for the offensive board. If St. Mary's keeps getting those rebounds, I think they'll be just fine. It's just a bit of a sluggish start here.
And turnovers definitely a factor in this one. Desi Elias already 3 turnovers. Hopefully that will change as this game progresses. Pullins double teamed. Elias having a scramble for the ball. Desi fighting for the ball, and a jump ball is called. Desi not pleased with the results of that one as St. Edward's will come up with the possession as Emily Trowell will check into the ball game. She comes in for Elias. Trowell had a solid game Thursday night against UTPB, hitting that game-winning jumper with only a few seconds left to play. We'll see how she fares against this St. Edward's team, who is hitting on all cylinders. Beautiful pull-up jumper there by Lloyd Drake. As St. Ed's now, as you mentioned, in a full-court press. Littlejohn bringing it up the floor. Checked by Lloyd Drake. Littlejohn takes it all the way in, and an offensive foul is called. And partner, I see you shaking your head as the official called the personal on Kyra.
It just looked like a little bit too much shuffling of the feet, but she did get run over, to her credit. But yeah, you mentioned that past game against UTPB, an absolute thriller. And if you didn't get a chance to check that one out, I recommend you go to rattlerathletics.com, read up the article on it, and there's a particular picture there taken by our own Tony Morano. You just see the absolute joy on the faces of so many Rattler players. Tony Morano, one of those players, he's our photographer. I don't think we often bring this up about Tony. Former staff sergeant, as Morgan Pullins brings that one in. A former staff sergeant in the Army as well is Mr. Morano. He was honorably discharged from injury that he had, and really just an amazing person and a huge part of our Rattler Network team.
As you mentioned, Tony Morano, real intricate part of this Rattler Network team. His photos all over rattlerathletics.com. As the Rattlers now regain possession, and St. Edward's playing that full court press. We saw in the last game, St. Mary's seemed to struggle a bit dealing with UTPB's press.
Yeah, but this is a different kind of press. This looks like a straight man-to-man press with help if it becomes advantageous. UTPB, they're playing that trap press, so St. Mary's should, if they're able to take care of the ball, be able to break this, as another offensive foul is called.
Coach Martin's trying to keep his team's head up. Seems like St. Mary's, as you mentioned from the start, really sluggish.
And Thomas just checked back in for the Hilltoppers for Lloyd Drake. She's going to have to be very careful. She already has those 2 fouls.
13:40 left to play in the first half. St. Mary's trailing by 4. Ball being swung around. Dribble drive to the basket, kick back out, and a double dribble is called as Kadlicek, unable to gain control, started moving before the ball even got to her and was charged with a turnover. And we see now Danielle Vargas entering the ball game for the first time for St. Mary's.
I like the substitution of Vargas here. Senior leader on this team. Go ahead, bring her in. Calm it down and beat the press soundly.
Good drive to the basket by Kiara Etheridge. Etheridge doing a solid job. She now has 4 points as she was able to get by her defender to score the easy deuce.
Yeah, Etheridge, big player with guard skills. She got that quick first step there.
Good block there by Pullen, still recovered by the Hilltoppers, and that one is good for Durbridge. 6-10 is the score. Rattlers trailing by 4. St. Mary's undefeated at home. They are, let me check our statistics. They are 6-0, looking for their 7th consecutive home win as Morgan Pullens adds to her scoring total. She now has 4. It's been the Pullens-Etheridge show early on for St. Mary's as the free throw line jumper no good, and Pullens able to corral the board with one hand as Vargas brings the ball up.
And you mentioned St. Mary's with that 6-0 home record. On the other side, St. Ed's 4-1 away from their home. There's a blocking foul called there. Durbridge tried to draw another charge, but no dice.
I like what I'm seeing from St. Mary's. Still maintaining their aggressiveness despite the fact that they've been picking up personal fouls on those good defensive plays based off of the results for St. Edward's, as we see Littlejohn and Elias check back into the ball game. Elias thought about the 3, drives it off the backboard, no good, as St. Edward's brings it up. Lloyd Drake working on Littlejohn, hesitation dribble, will bring it back out. Good help defense there by Kiara Etheridge. Oh, hounding defense there by Littlejohn. 14 still on the shot clock as Etheridge able to intercept the pass. Rattlers on a 3-on-3 fast break. Pullens. Oh, good dish over to Littlejohn, who's able to finish with the right hand. Good find there by Morgan Pullens as the game is tied.
Yeah, and when it's an up and down game, it looks like St. Mary's getting the better out of the Hilltoppers thus far.
And look at how much attention is drawn to Morgan Pullens on that fast break. She spun, drew the double team, and beautiful cut there by Littlejohn as the 3 is launched. No good. Elias looking to push.
And you see immediately the tempo starting to pick up, but Elias temporarily loses it.
Elias, oh, beautiful find. Down low to Trowell, who's unable to hit as St. Edward's catches a break as Clark is able to corral the board.
Yeah, and you see now the Hilltoppers trying to slow this pace on down. And 10 seconds call. Yep, there's 20 on the shot clock. That'll be St. Mary's ball.
And a technical foul is called on St. Edward's as head coach J.J. Reel not happy with what the referee called, a 10-second violation. We'll kick it over down to the floor, and our colleague Joe Rodriguez is next to me. David Tovar is down on the court with an in-game promotion. Very own David Tovar doing what he does best, pumping up this crowd. One of the great in-game promotions we have here this afternoon. And fans, if you are in the area, you still have time to make it down here. We have the men taking the floor after this one. Tip-off slated for around 3 o'clock. We'll have more games and prizes to give away. What David was telling the crowd is that our signed program giveaway, if you get the program that is signed by the featured cover athlete, in this case Morgan Pullins, you could win a prize as Elias heads to the line to shoot the technical foul shot. She hits the first.
And a technical plus the ball for the Rattlers here, so they're going to have a chance as that one knocked down for 2. Possibly push this to a 2-possession game. I believe this is their first lead today as well.
And if you're St. Mary's, this is an opportune time for the momentum to shift in your favor. Trailing 6-0 early on, the Rattlers have managed to come all the way back as Pullins called for steps, and from my view anyway, that looked like a good call as Morgan led with her left foot and quickly switched pivot foots as she took a step with her right. Good call there by the officials as possession goes back to the Hilltoppers.
Yep, that's why they try to teach you to go ahead and have that hop step when you catch the ball. That way you can position your feet the way you want to and then go into your move out of that.
And an offensive foul is called on Clark as both her and Pullins were battling down low for position.
Yep, and if you look back on that replay there, Clark extending the arms too much. If you're a big battling down there, you can use your arms, can't extend them, and the battle is mainly won with your legs anyway.
We're at the midway point of the first half. Brian Maglione alongside Joe Rodriguez bringing you Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network as Etheridge, beautiful floater in the lane, banking it home.
St. Mary's 4 in the positive now as they continue this run. It's a 14-4 run since that 6-0 start.
Lloyd Drake pulls up from the free throw line and Pullins skies for the board. Gets it over to Littlejohn as Lloyd Drake is all over her. Littlejohn gets by her. Kyra takes it all the way herself, and St. Mary's is up by 6 now as they have outscored St. Edward's 16-4 since St. Ed's took the early 6-0 lead.
And the hesitation move there by Littlejohn. You can see the intensity really starting to pick up by these Rattlers as they're figuring out this game. And another turnover. Pullins bringing it on up the floor. Pullins looking to finish. No good.
Ball bouncing around. Elias gets it out. Fresh shot clock for St. Mary's. Elias pumps, shoots from the free throw line, and it spins home. And St. Mary's has opened up an 8-point lead as St. Edward's calls for time. 8:46 left to play. We'll take a quick timeout, but stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 8:42 left to play in this one after a timeout by St. Edwards. St. Mary's has been on a tear, outscoring St. Edwards 18-4 over the past several minutes as a defensive foul is called. Yes. And it looks like it will be called on Aquino, who just checked into the ball game for St. Mary's. Lloyd Drake to bring the ball in.
And Aquino, one of those valuable freshman pieces that we've been seeing more and more about. And after last night's game, you got to talk to Coach Martins about those freshman pieces.
Aquina Marquez ball nearly turned over. Rattlers really pressing the issue, as well as Jade Brady. 3 freshmen Thursday night, that really put their stamp in the first half as a tough shot is made by Lloyd Drake, who has 6 points to lead St. Edwards in the scoring department. 18-12 now the score. Little John with the ball on the left side. Elias thought about the 3. Was looking for Aquina, and Etheridge called for the traveling violation. She's asking for an explanation from the official as immediate timeout on the floor. 7:44 left to play in this one, and now we will welcome our colleague Ruben Dominguez. Ruben, you've been down on the court. What are some of your observations so far in this first half?
Well, Brian and Joe, we can see that the Rattlers had an uncharacteristic slow start, but after a couple of timeouts by Coach Martins, it seems like they've really settled down and really established themselves in this game, and now they extend the lead and hope to keep that throughout the first half of play.
And now, Ruben, you said you've been watching closely. In your opinion, 7:44 left in this half. What do the Rattlers have to do to kind of look forward and to finish this half out the way they want to?
I think if they just keep the tempo of the game high. They were a little slow at the start. They weren't moving the ball too well, but a technical foul by the St. Edwards coach really gave them some momentum and really extended that lead. So hopefully they can keep that up.
Awesome. Thanks for your insight, Ruben. We'll be checking back with you later on in this ball game. Always great to hear from you. As we now head back to the floor, St. Edwards with possession. 18-12 is the score. Rattlers with 18, Hilltoppers with 12. St. Edwards started off hot, but Rattlers defense has definitely tightened up as Lloyd Drake, beautiful crossover as she hits over Brady plus the foul. Good sportsmanship there by Elias. The first one over to pick up Lloyd Drake off the deck. And that is now 8 points for Lloyd Drake, a sophomore from Houston, Texas. We saw a lot of her last season when the Hilltoppers visited St. Mary's. And good things from Lloyd Drake here early on as she now has 9 points to cut into this Rattler lead. 18-15 is the score.
And Lloyd Drake, very good ISO player, juking and jiving kind of move set that she has to her, and a nice jumper to back it up as well. As another traveling call against the Rattlers. That's 3 in about the past 3 to 5 minutes or so, and Rattlers really hurting themselves there. So we'll see Brady now head on out of the game, and Littlejohn check back in.
Ball being moved around. Lloyd Drake with the ball, guarded by Littlejohn. Good feed down low into the post. Interior passing intercepted by Elias, who has done a terrific job of creating hell for the offense as the turnaround jumper is no good by Aquina as she established position down low. Elias averaging over 4 steals per game this season Joe, what can you say about Desi and her defensive intensity? We know about her excitement offensively, but defensively is where she really makes her mark.
Well, I think an unsung part of Desi Elias, a great offensive rebound and put in right there. But I think an unsung part of her defensive game, we just saw it on that possession where she just got that steal. Good help defense by Akina, and then Elias helping the helper as she was able to get the steal based off of that. And then another thing that makes her so scrappy on that defensive end is, she comes up behind Lloyd Drake into the media section, and all Rattlers on the floor. Pullins puts it up, and she'll draw the foul.
Beautiful hustle play there by the Rattlers. First, Elias diving into the media table. Nearly took out Ruben Dominguez from his spot, and then Kyra Littlejohn following it up with a hustle play of her own, and it results in 2 free throws for Pullins, who's able to sink the first. Almost right on cue, Desi Elias doing what she does best. Kehlani Marquez checking back into the ball game for St. Mary's. They have their starting 5 on the floor as the second free throw by Pullins is no good. Lloyd Drake with possession.
And Pullins so far, 5 points, 5 rebounds. She's on pace for her average double-double.
Pullins plagued with foul trouble in the last game against UTPB. Played only 4 minutes as, beautiful pull-up jumper. That's probably the 3rd or 4th one Lloyd Drake has had, and St. Mary's has had difficulty stopping that. But back to Pullins, she has done wonders this season. In the last game against UTPB, struggled with foul trouble, and in the second half just went on a tear. Scored 22 points in the second half en route to her double-double, where she ended up with, I believe, 17 rebounds and 28 points.
Yeah, she played all 20 minutes in that second half, and it just shows you how freakishly efficient she can be when she's on the floor. I mean, to play only 24 minutes, first off, to have 17 rebounds where you're in position to grab them, and then to actually grab them on top of that, that's the more impressive feat to me. And of course, the 28 points on top of that is just so impressive. I mean, she's currently averaging, I believe, she's averaging 22.3 points a game to go along with 12.6 rebounds.
Oh, good play there as Lil John comes up with the loose ball. Elias between the legs dribble, nearly lost it, tip, and St. Mary's will regain possession. Dangerous pass as Little John made the cut back door. Fortunately for the Rattlers, it was last touched by a Hilltopper player as Marquez will inbound the ball.
And Brady now heading back into the game for Little John. Little John, she's hit the floor like 2 or 3 times in the past 2 minutes. Really hustling out there for this Rattler squad.
And a 3-second violation is called on the Rattlers. And St. Mary's with only 4 team fouls. In contrast, St. Edward's with 8. Rattlers shooting 1-and-1s throughout as Etheridge comes up with the board and she takes it all the way to the basket. No good. Good idea there by Kiara, but you would have liked to see her take her time as Pullins contests the shot. Bad miss there as Jolly unable to get over the fact that Morgan Pullins was just trying to block her shot. Elias, her pass is tipped and stolen as we are now under 4 minutes left to play. And we see Troell getting set to check back in as well as Little John as Brady comes up with the steal. Real up and down affair between these two teams.
Yeah, both teams tad bit sloppy in the past few possessions as we're getting towards the late stages of this first half.
Brady dribbles, tries to shovel it down low to Pullins, but it is picked off as Vargas also at the scores table, getting ready to check in. Elias hounding defense, really making things difficult for Thomas. Pullins comes up with a steal, so both teams
That's 4
trading
straight
turnovers.
possessions with a steal.
Oh, beautiful back and forth game as Etheridge gets hammered down low by Jolly. And we'll see Kiara head to the line to shoot 2 free throws. But we'll take a media timeout. 3:07 left to play in the first half. Rattlers lead by 4. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 23-19 is the score. St. Mary's with a 4-point lead. Rattler fans, if you want to gear up for the upcoming baseball and softball seasons, you can get your Rattler gear at rattlergear.com. Check out the monthly specials. This month's special is good until February 4th. And I believe there's also a special going on for Valentine's Day as well. You will get a free Valentine's gift with any purchase of $40 or more. That's rattlergear.com. And that offer that expires on February 4th is 10% off of all decals and magnets. So be sure to check out rattlergear.com as we return to the action. Rattlers lead by 5, make it 7 as Etheridge doing a superb job on the offensive end. Now has 9 points.
And she leads all Rattlers as Lloyd Drake, she checked into the game there and draws front rim, no good.
Lloyd Drake, better contest on that shot. She's been hitting that free throw line jumper with great efficiency as Littlejohn spins to the basket, tries to force one up, but good positioning there by Fothery. And now Lloyd Drake looking to push, Euro step, and she's able to draw the foul on Etheridge. And Etheridge not pleased with the call.
I think that'll be the second one on Key.
And I believe the officials were trying to decipher whether or not it was in the act of shooting, and they decided it was. Rattlers with 5 team fouls. As Lloyd Drake, her free throw, gets the kind roll. As St. Edwards with 20. Elias checking into the ball game, in for Etheridge.
So that'll move Troel down into that 4 position, which he's more than capable of playing, of course.
Lloyd Drake, back rim, no good. Good box out there by Vargas, who comes up with the rebound. 1:50 left to play in the first half. Elias over to Vargas. Littlejohn driving to the basket, turned back there by Fothery as the ball ends up loose. Ends up in the hands of Lloyd Drake, and a good find down low. The layup is botched. Second chance opportunity, no good, as Elias called for the foul on Durbridge. Beautiful find down low by Lloyd Drake as St. Mary's defense got caught napping.
Yeah, just a tough time in transition defense there. The ball got loose and everyone was caught in the scramble and nobody picked up Derby. They all had their heads facing toward the ball instead of looking for a man to pick up.
First free throw is good. Elias charged with her first personal foul. And Rattlers now over the limit, so St. Ed's will be shooting a one-on-one the final minute 34. Full court press. Elias able to find Vargas, who has the numbers, and Vargas' pass just off the mark as it was out of the reach of Trowell. St. Edward's catching somewhat of a break there as their press caused that turnover against St. Mary's.
I like the mentality out of the Rattlers, though. You can't just break the press. You have to go ahead and try to punish it. It's the only way to stop people from running it against you.
Feed down low. Good positioning there by, that was Trowell, who held her ground. And now Vargas bringing it up for the Rattlers as we approach 1 minute to play in the first half. Pullins nearly lost it, was able to get it. Driving to the left, fade away jumper in the lane is good for Morgan Pullins as she now has 9.
When she drives from that baseline with her left hand and gets that hop step, she's able to elevate so well over everyone else that's just such an easy jumper for Pullins.
Lloyd Drake launches for 3, front rim no good, and Vargas comes up with the rebound. Elias behind the back dribble comes up with it, doubled. Littlejohn in the corner, gets it over to Desi. Littlejohn steps in for a jumper, a bit too strong. And now St. Edward's could hold for the final shot, which Lloyd Drake will elect to do. Getting instructions from her head coach. 10 seconds left in the half. Lloyd Drake guarded by Littlejohn, getting a pick up top, pick and pop. Head fake, Lloyd Drake. Hop step, fires, and it's good at the buzzer as that trims the Rattler lead down to 4. 28-24 is the score at the half. Coach Martin's having a word with the officials after he thought a violation was committed on Lloyd Drake, but nonetheless, Rattlers enter the half with a 4-point advantage. Partner, your thoughts and your takeaways from this first half of action?
Well, I have to say, I think the Rattlers are doing a very good job on their rebounds. They're up currently 19-14 on that rebounding end. I think that is what's giving them the edge so far in the game. Also, I'd like to see the Rattlers continue to try to get to the free throw line a little bit more. They were 6 of 8 from the free throw line in that first half. I think if they continue having a controlled aggression so they don't get those charges called against them, then the free throw line could be where they make their difference in this game.
As you can see on the floor, our Code Blue dance team providing halftime entertainment for all those in attendance. 28-24 is the score here at the half. St. Mary's leading over the Hilltoppers, as we'll get off the air and have Code Blue take it away.
Just leave it on the middle. Rattler fans, we're going to take a quick commercial break in 6 minutes and 30 seconds. The continuing of the second half and more Rattler basketball here on the Rattler Network.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes are 10 years to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
$1 million has been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.